Okay, hi, it's your astrologer from elladeveraofficial.wordpress.com, and today I'm continuing my series of birth chart readings for Harry Styles. So today I'm going to talk about aspects. In this video, I'll do 9. So first of all, I want to talk about a little bit about different kinds of astrology. There's Western, Vedic, Russian, so I use a little bit of each in my readings. So that's what this is going to be like. So first of all, let's talk about Mercury square Pluto. And for this one, yours is a right aspect, and so that's the influence of Cancer. And also your Mercury is in the Cancer house, the 4th house, so that's even more of an influence of that. So a right aspect is coming from inside. Something from in you is going on with this, rather than outside influences. So with this Mercury square Pluto, Mercury is communicating and thinking, and it's your sense of humor and all of communicating that you can possibly do. And Pluto is transformation and growth, death and rebirth, and inner demons, stuff like that. 8th house. So this gives you, and first of all, I want to tell you, you have to look at all the aspects together. One out or one difficult thing plus an easy thing, or each other out. So don't get too scared, because one thing's not all there is to a person. So Mercury square Pluto gives you a forceful way of communicating, and it makes you really sure of your point of view. And if someone wants to argue with your point of view, you don't stand down. You don't you have a superior kind of way of communicating with people, and really confident. And you don't really care what people think of you, and of your way of communicating. And it let me see. It's placement. Yeah, like I said, being in control of the conversation, not being submissive. Um, it's a placement where you're always looking out for your enemies and how people are dishonest. And with this placement, it's really forceful, kind of like you can get enjoyment out of bringing the crap out of people, like their flaws, like finding it and just ripping it out of them in a conversation, not literally, just in a conversation wise. And you feel justified in doing so. And like I said, you don't really care what people are thinking or feeling of the way you're communicating. And you really, it's yeah, really aggressive way of communicating. And what is really going on here? This is the aspect of you're asking for it. It's when you want someone to communicate back with you about your flaws. And so it's a good placement of really being able to see who you are, and and for things out. And I mean, um it's like your mental, your inner demons kind of subjects going on here is what you're trying to work out in this aspect. And you you, what you need to work out here with like asking for it, and like is that you have to remember everybody has flaws, and no one's gonna be perfect, and um your point of views aren't the only ones, and your way of communicating isn't the only way of communicating, or your way of thinking isn't. And um you really can, if you remember that, and you can, if you remember that, and you can work on being okay with that, and like then it takes the pressure off of needing that control in conversations. That's how it works. If you see that about everyone, that no one is perfect, that no that we all have flaws, it it can give you control in that way, like without needing the control. If you think you need the control of the conversation and you try to get it like that, you're doing the exact opposite. You're out of control of the situation. But once you give that up, that's when you have the control of it, and then you don't need to prove anything to anyone about your way of communicating. Um, so that's what that's all about. And yeah, and that way, the death and rebirth of Pluto, that can happen, and you can feel like less of a pressure to communicate or be worried about what people are doing, and if your point of view is good enough, or whatever. And oh, crap. Okay, I hope this doesn't cut off my. I'm just gonna go on to the next one here, because